Hey everybody, welcome back to my Unprocessed Life. I'm headed home. Just dropped my buddy Wentz off from work and going to see what's happening at the families. Yep, going to see what's happening there at the house. Stark Raving Raw has been working on some garden beds for the last, couple days, week, something like that. So there's been a lot of outside work going on by the time I get home. And I need to go get some creamer. So I guess I'll go do that real quick. So today went well. I had my protein bar for breakfast, and then for lunch I had a spinach veggie wrap. And so it was good. And I was able to stay pretty vegan and wing it fairly well. But I'm not going to make the mistake again. I actually had a conversation with Stark Raving Raw this morning, and I was telling her that, I don't like to wake her up because I know how tired she is, and she works all the time. She's always up later than I am. I've gotten, in my old age, I've gotten to a place where I know I have to go to sleep, otherwise my day is going to just suck the next day. So I've gotten to the point where I'm pretty disciplined with making sure that I get to bed, no later than maybe midnight, and usually it's a lot earlier than that. Usually it's 10 o'clock or so, because I just don't function as well without the sleep. And I've come to realize that after all this time, I just realized, if I don't want to fall asleep in the next day, I need to go ahead and make sure that I am, that I'm getting the sleep, the rest that I need. So, I always try to make sure that I get to bed earlier, and she's younger than me. She's 10 years younger than me or so. So, it's a little bit easier for her than it is for me. But she works more hours than I do now, which hadn't been the case for the last 4 or 5 years. My last job, I worked a lot. I was always up. I was up all hours of the evening working calls and stuff. So it was pretty challenging. Now, that's not the case. But she takes care of the kids, and so I always felt bad about that. But last night we had kind of an interesting moment. See, we have 2 boys, and our first son, his name's Dylan Thomas, and he got his Thomas name after my late father-in-law. And my second son is Raylan Sundance, and he was named after his daddy. Sundance is my name too. And Dylan knows this, and so Dylan was asking last night, how come Raylan got his daddy's name? And so I was explaining to him that he was named after his father, his grandfather, who had passed away. And sometimes it's hard to have a conversation about death with a 4-year-old. And he immediately said that he missed him and was sad. And a little bit later on in this conversation where we were talking about passing away and so forth, my son turned to Stark Raving Raw and gave her a big hug and said, "I hope you don't die." And this was kind of a pretty strong moment for both of us, because, it brought to life the reality even more so. Not that we weren't aware of it, but now he's aware of it. And so Stark Raving Raw and I talked a little bit over text today, and she said, we made a promise to our son to be around for a while, so we've got to get this stuff all squared away. And so if you need me to get up and make you smoothies, wake me up. So I'll definitely be using her help more, and I'll try not to feel guilty about waking her up. And that, I think, is an important part to realize, is that, we're eating ourselves to death, and we've got to figure out a way not to do that. And I know that fresh fruits and vegetables are a major part of that, and they're the major part of it, especially when it comes to healing myself and getting healthy and losing the weight, all that stuff. It's all there. It's just a matter of doing it. Of course, it goes back to some of the psychological issues we were talking about this morning as well. So, those are important moments for us, so I wanted to share them with you as well. So tomorrow morning, we're going to be doing the smoothies for sure. I do have a vendor lunch tomorrow at a steakhouse, at a brand new steakhouse. So hopefully I'll be able to find a salad of one sort or another over there, and we'll see what happens. So, all right. Well, if you want to follow me on Instagram, of course, you can go over to myunprocessed.life. That's where my Instagram feed is, with all the things that I eat in a day that I don't forget to post. And then, of course, if you want to email me directly, you can do that, myunprocessedlife@gmail.com. If you have any comments, please leave them down below. Feel free to like and share the video. And, of course, if you want to be notified when new videos are coming out, make sure you click the subscribe button. And once again, thank you. Thank you for spending time with me, for hanging out and listening to what I have to say and interacting with me and becoming part of my life. I know there's a lot of things that you could be doing right now, so just the fact that you're doing that, I really, really appreciate it. So thank you for spending time with me. I will see you early in the morning on my way to work. So until then, y'all have a great evening. I will talk to you real soon on My Unprocessed Life.